Hello everyone, let's look at October 17th. I'm going to share first the proper chart with you. This is for noon Budapest. And as you can see, I'm using Astrokarma, which is a Hungarian program put together by one of my students for karmic readings, especially karmic readings. And it has a lot of features because it actually has the Liliths and most of the asteroids and some of the centaurs that we are working with. So this is a space-time moment. I like this program because it doesn't have any information on the chart wheel, but you have to move the cursor, and then on the upper right for you, it's the upper right corner, you can find the positions and the declinations. It's a very easy program, and it's a very clean and easy. It's very good for students to learn. And as I said, it gives you all the karmic aspects. I did prepare a drawing for you with this Astrokarma. It's very easy to take in and out the celestial objects and certain aspects. You can see everything immediately. And of course, the reason I prepare this for you is because, again, the Pluto Eris cardinal square becomes the main protagonist of the space-time moment, as the sun in Libra is putting or creating a T-square with them. Now, again, Pluto Eris squares are very, very rare. I didn't go back to the times, but I will. I was way too busy lately, and I don't have any time for research because with my daily chores, I'm just completely overworked already. But it would be interesting to see how often this square is manifesting and what are the accompanying events, world events with it. I told you many times, but again, Pluto in Capricorn is trying to dissolve, trying to transform rigid power structures on the one hand, and then Eris in Aries has been there for decades and kind of is responsible for the horrible 20th century and the horrors and atrocities of the 20th century, although I'm very cautious to label this for any planet, because what happens simply is just like with the weather forecast, okay? We know now it's October that it is autumn, okay? The leaves are falling, and you need to pick the last pieces of fruit from the trees, otherwise the first frost will take them away. So we are preparing for the winter, okay? And I spent half my day in the garden trying to put things in that needed shelter and whatnot. So it is a proper time for certain things. Now, when planets are in relationship with each other, they form aspects, or they are in a sign. That's exactly what's happening. They simply create a space-time. Sorry, my voice is still not working properly, so I'm constantly drinking. They create a space-time energy that then triggers behavior patterns at large, so from the the collective unconscious, but also from individual people. And at the same time, the Pluto Eris square really, really describes what's happening in the world. If you look around, it's like craziness amplified, really. I don't know how crazy the world can turn. I don't know how long this can be maintained. I have a very, very bad feeling that the United States is going to fall apart simply because those ideologies that are now rampant, are so much against your constitution, so much against what your founding fathers wanted to create and wanted to put together. And this was a thriving country. This was a thriving empire. And to see it fall apart in such a horrible way, such an idiotic, crazy way, To me, as a European, it's really bad. My heart goes out for you guys. But anyhow, so that's the Pluto Eris square, what the craziness that you see. And on the 17th of October, the sun is going to shine upon the square, turning it into a T-square. I should mention, I didn't put this here, but I should mention that the sun is aligned with two bright stars, Spica, which is the alpha of Alpha Virgo, and Arcturus, which is Alpha Boots. And both are very bright, very important stars. Spica is related to brilliance, to creativity, to bright ideas. And Arcturus is a very interesting word because it's the fifth dimensional word where child abuse or abused children are being healed. And I talked about this a couple of times. I'm not going to talk about it now, but it's a very interesting word. So that's the main T-square. And then if you look at Venus in Sagittarius, it makes a semi-square to both the Sun and Pluto, kind of dissolving this portion of the square, of the T-square. And if you take a look at the energy patterns, the Venus-Sun portion is in sextile energies because Libra and Sagittarius are in sextile relationships. So that is the easiest way. That's the easy dissolution. Whereas the Venus-Pluto semi-square is between the energy patterns of Capricorn and Sagittarius, which are totally not reconcilable in many ways because they are total opposites. And this planetary combination was called by Judy Hall the emotional black hole. And the feeling linked to it is that I will never get enough love. Those who have this aspect in any aspect form, it could be a trine, and it could work even then as an emotional black hole. It means that the person needs a constant feed of love, which it immediately dissolves or hides, and then once more. And it can never be, the person can never be satisfied. It's a tricky aspect. Whereas the Sun Venus is much nicer, of course, but also Venus is now a bright evening star, so you can go out after sunset and you can locate Venus. It's very bright, and it's almost at its longest from the sun. So it's the biggest distance is 48 degrees, and now it's 45. So it's 3 more degrees, and then they are going to be at its most it's long. How to call it? I don't know. So the gap between them is the biggest. Anyhow. So these two semi squares are dissolving the tension. And then, of course, Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius is also making a trine with the Sun. So that is the true dissolution of the T-square. But Jupiter is the planet of luck and expansion and growth. But it's equally, it can bring something really big, even if it's bad. So it's not always good news when Jupiter is involved. It can blow up things, and it can get things completely out of proportions, and it can escalate things into a situation where you no longer rule it, or you are no longer able to be on top of it. Nevertheless, the Sun-Moon trine is a very beneficial trine. It's personal luck, and the sun is highlighting everything. You may note that the sun has an aspect to each and every participant. The whole thing is around 24 degrees, 23 to 25 degrees of the signs. Those who have placements especially in fire or air signs, can utilize it best because those are the key protagonists in this portion. So the 17th is a Sunday. I'm going to post this video probably Saturday, so that you can utilize it. As I said, the sun has a key moment here, because the sun is highlighting and illuminating the structure, and it gives you a conscious understanding. The sun in Libra especially gives you a very calm, content, a very balanced energy, rational, logical, and also acceptable. So it's like you have this tolerance degree much higher than normal. And you may understand stuff that you would not be able to understand otherwise. The Sun and Venus will move out of the configuration quite soon. So by Monday evenings, Tuesday morning, so by the 19th, you will have a totally different energy. And of course, the 20th is a lunation. So I'm going to come back with a detailed video on that placement. I hope you will be able to utilize it. I hope you will have a wonderful weekend. If you like my video, please subscribe, and I'm expecting you back. Thank you for listening. Bye.